Briterion election is back, biatches.
Yay.
Yay! All right. Briterion Sports back again. I'm your host Kevin. This is my boy Kris.
What up?
How you living, Kris?
I don't know. I've kind of lost interest in this whole NBA thing.
Well, you're not the only one.
I don't think it's going to be a very high rated
No,
Pacers. What else? The Thunder?
Pacers,
Okay.
Thunder. No, this was not supposed to be this way. And these guys, yeah, I don't see this getting very high ratings. I don't really plan on watching it. I'll hear about it. Maybe I'll see the highlights, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch this shit. I'm hoping the Thunder win, not because I'm a huge Thunder fan. I just fucking hate the Pacers. And I hate Rick Carlisle too. I mean, he's all right. Maybe if he was like the Knicks coach, I might like him or something. You know, but I didn't like him. I hated him when they. That's the thing. I hated him when the Mavericks. He was a Mavericks coach before when Nowitzki was there, and they beat the Lakers when they were trying to do a three-peat. The second run of Kobe and Pau Gasol. He was the coach of the Mavericks, and he beat them, and I was pissed off. But I was happy when they beat the Heat. They beat LeBron's Heat. That
Nice.
first time,
Hmm.
and they kind of got revenge because Nowitzki lost to Shaq and the Heat in like '06. So it was like 5 years later he got revenge for that.
Nice.
But yeah, I hate the Pacers. I hate Rick Carlisle at this point. Yeah, so I don't really plan on watching it. I don't think it'll get very good ratings, honestly. These are kind of two boring clubs for me.
Agreed.
Yeah,
No flash.
yeah,
Bang. Not like the
yeah,
Warriors or the Celtics or, you
yeah.
know, Giannis.
Right. No Durant, no stars.
No MVPs except for one now.
Well, yeah, one now. Um, yeah, but that's the thing. To me, this year is like a glitch in the matrix to me. Like this NBA year, it's all these guys are ahead of schedule, really, because
Right.
I could see neither of these teams coming back to next year's finals. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see LeBron and Luka getting their shit together and actually going far next year. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I could see, the Warriors with Butler and Curry back, healthy. I could see them coming back too. So in a way, this is like a weird glitch in the matrix that I could see at least 1 or 2 more years of like the veteran dudes. You know what I'm saying? Depending on their placement. If Durant goes somewhere good, he might be back into the picture. If not next year, the year after. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This year is an outlier for sure for me.
I don't understand for the life of me what the hell happened to the Celtics. They were doing so well in the regular season, shooting about 50% on the three pointers. Everything was working well, blowing out tons of teams, including the Thunder and the Pacers and the Knicks, and then 25% three-point shooting. What the hell was happening? That was like a real glitch. It was almost like aliens were getting involved in the process. I don't know. Some gambling, some mafiosos getting involved in this process. I don't know. It's missed that many shots. 3 out of 4 shots. And these guys have been doing it all season. Two
Yeah,
games in a row. And I credit to the Knicks. Knicks had awesome defense. They were scrappy. They fought hard.
yeah,
Much rather than seeing them in the final. I mean, I think their coach did a great job with them. Everybody worked together. There wasn't a lot of bullshit on the team. I think they knew what they had to do. They had a mission. They stuck to it. But still, glitch.
yeah,
Celtics not shooting three pointers after the whole season of winning games like that. I don't know. It's weird.
yeah, yeah. No, I was shocked too. But I mean, the playoffs are a different beast. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Once you get to the playoffs, all bets are off. You know what I mean?
True, but you're talking about a lot of veterans here. You're talking about LeBron, Luca, Joker, Tatum. It's kind of a veteran, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's true. But
Curry. I mean, all these guys.
when you look at it, all those teams had to deal with injuries.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? Lillard was injured,
Yeah.
Curry was injured. Lakers just didn't have the right chemistry. I mean, I think they were fatigued, like I mentioned before. They wasted all this the last part of the season trying to get a high seed, which doesn't, who gives a shit about that? Like that doesn't matter anymore.
Porzingis had some kind of weird virus thing that was killing his
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Um,
Even though they have so much depth that they don't really need him, like he didn't play a lot of the season. He was gone for one reason or another.
right.
And then going into that series, they're like, "We're good. We have no injuries." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Okay, well, we're all injured now."
Tatum's out for another year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like Tanya Harding was waiting in the wings for just whacking people one by one.
Yeah, her husband, whatever, Jeff Galooly,
The
whatever the fuck.
ghost of Tanya Harding, I guess. I don't know, where did she whack that other skater? It's probably like in the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah, it was some competition. Yeah, did you ever see that Tanya movie?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Margot Robbie.
Great
Love,
job.
yeah, I love that movie. It's
Mhm.
hilarious. Sebastian Stan was really funny as the guy because like you hear their interior monologues, and we see him and he's like, "I had no game." That's what he says when he's like scoping out Tanya, drinking a slushy or whatever. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Yeah, but this is the NBA Finals from hell. Really crappy. Who knows? It might go seven. Like I can't tell if these teams are evenly matched or not. Like it's like I feel like this will either go seven or a sweep. It's like gonna be one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah,
I
but
don't
I
know.
I can't tell like the litmus test. I can't tell if the Thunder are that great or if the East just sucks that much. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I really can't tell. Yeah, yeah,
And supposedly, if he wins this championship, then he's got street cred because he's won with the Raptors and he's won with this team, and he's the MVP over Halliburton, which was a great moment. I love that. Halliburton was so confident. He's like, "That's me," and he was walking over. He
yeah,
was in the motions, and it's like, no, no, Siakam played better.
yeah.
The best player on the team.
I would say Siakam was more consistent. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? There's been like controversy regarding that. Like
Yeah.
people are saying Halliburton should have won, but when you look at all the games, especially all the games they won, uh, he was more consistent,
Right.
Siakam.
Yeah.
Halliburton, and well, that game that they lost, like game five, Halliburton was horrible. He had like 6 points or whatever. Like, to me, that's not an MVP performance. Even,
Complete player, I guess you could say.
yeah, I mean,
Halliburton, I don't know how. I don't think he's that great on the defense, and not great on rebounding,
right.
blocks. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could have just been people wanting to piss him off, which is fine by me. I didn't mind that. That's a good enough reason, to
Yeah.
not have him win.
Yeah. I mean, he could have been sniped or whatever.
Yeah.
Snubbed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think people are like, okay, good team, but this guy's too annoying and cocky, so we're gonna give it to the other guy. Is that all right? Like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Give it to the hardworking guy.
Yeah,
The quiet, humble, hardworking guy is getting
yeah,
shit done on the court.
yeah,
Give it to
exactly.
him.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
give it to the guy who shit doesn't stink.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was a kind of a controversy. Eastern Finals MVP, whatever. Another controversy. So the Knicks today just fired their coach, Tom Thibedeau. I know you love that name, Thibodeau. Sounds like a name from Ace Ventura. All these annoying ass names like
Yep.
Roger Podacter, Tom
JT.
Thibodeau. you know, yeah, they just fired him. What do you think of that?
I mean, I think he had a great season. He finished third or fourth, depending on how you look at it, in the whole league. Brought a team that was underdogs through all the way to the Eastern Conference Final. I mean, he's developed the team over time. He's been there for a while. I don't understand I don't understand how the other coach got fired at the end of the. Who are they going to get? The guy from Denver,
Well, I
Dallas.
mean, there's talks about him. Mike Malone. Yeah.
From where is he from? Denver.
Yeah, Denver.
Yeah. So I don't understand why they fired him right before playoffs. I don't understand some of this shit. And then they just cycle. They throw people left and right. They're never looking at I don't think a lot of college coaches get like a step up. You know.
No, I mean they kind of were experimenting with that before, like John Calipari and Rick Pitino. They were kind of doing that, but then those guys didn't really have that much success. So they're like, okay, let's not do that anymore. They don't get a lot of college dudes anymore. They'd rather go with like a former player or one of these random guys who just came up in the organization. So yeah, like how I look at it is I feel like I'm not mad at this firing of him. 5 years to me, that's a long enough time to be like, okay, are we winning or not? Are we winning the whole thing or not? If that was their goal, if we need to win a championship within 5 years and he wasn't able to do that, then yeah, let's change hands. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this Knicks team all of a sudden they're being very Yankee-ish, like they're being like old school George Steinbrenner Yankees. No patience. It's like we want to win fucking now, dude. Like if you're not the right dude, then you need to get the fuck out of here. Like so far in Thibedeau's career, to me he's been like the Buck Showalter of the NBA. Like I know you don't know who the hell that is, but he's a baseball manager, and everywhere he's gone, he's had okay teams, but they've never been able. I don't think he's even played in the World Series, any of his teams, much less win it all, So, but every team he goes to, he'll get you a decent team. He'll win the division, he'll make the playoffs or whatever, but they don't get very far, And he's just that kind of manager. Even though he's a good guy, he's a nice dude, He's totally the type of coach you'd want to have, but he's just, I don't know. Maybe they just don't have that killer instinct, And I feel like Thibedeau will get hired somewhere. You were saying the Utah Ass are hiring, and the Sacramento Queens are hiring. Right?
Maybe the Jizzlers will be hiring as well. I don't know.
Never know. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'm sure he'll get picked up if he doesn't do analysis on ESPN for a year. You know what I mean? He'll get picked up. But I'm curious if he'll ever win it all. Like, will he be Because there's three levels to this. You're either a Buck Showalter, a Dusty Baker, or a Joe Torre. So like I said, Buck Showalter, he's never won it all, but he'll get you through the playoffs. Dusty Baker struggled for years, not winning shit, but he finally won a World Series with the Astros in 2022, and people thought he would never win. So he finally did win that year. And then Joe Torre, he was managing for a long ass time too. He was managing for like 30, 40 years, didn't win shit. And he just got randomly hired by Steinbrenner and the Yankees in 96. And he ends up winning 4 rings after that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, what Thibedeau becomes, in his next few years as a coach in the NBA. But I'm not mad at this from the Knicks. I look at it like, hey, we gave you 5 years. If you couldn't win it all, then let's just do something else. You know what I mean? And I just, for whatever reason, I feel like he wasn't doing a lot, like, coach-wise. Like, to me, it would look more like the players were kind of doing shit, and he was just subbing or not subbing, Like, I just didn't see a lot of strategy from him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, basically. Like, but Kerr has won. Kerr's been lucky enough to have Curry and Clay and Draymond. You know what I'm saying? He's been lucky. Yeah, like he's been lucky to have those great players who can kind of direct themselves, and they made a shitload of threes and they won. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Thibedeau, he hasn't been in that situation. Like I didn't see a lot of strategy from him. And that's going back to like the Chicago days when he was with, what's his face. Derrick Rose, like
he did bring in some of the bench. That was
yeah, that's not
finally. These 4 guys have been sitting on the bench the whole season. Like, what? We're going in now? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like rip these off, these these Knicks snap-on warm-ups.
Never been taken off before.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click.
They're all freshly. They're like, damn it, it's not coming out. Too tight.
That I think that was one of the games they won when he played a lot of the
Yeah, that's what they were
some of the
saying. That game
songs.
5.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that was considered strategic or desperation. I
I
don't
think it was
know.
desperation. I don't think it was strategic. Like, like to me, if you're winning by luck, that's not good enough. I need to see some strategy. When I see Carlisle's ass, like as much as I hate him, I see strategy to what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna just shoot a shitload of threes.
Yeah,
And they got lucky or whatever. They just have the skill to make 50 threes in 2 seconds. Like
yeah,
that's some alien bullshit right there. Like you're saying, they have like some alien technology that's like shooting these threes in. Like, I just really
yeah.
don't
They've
get it.
been shooting incredibly.
Yeah,
It defies any
logic.
kind of natural
Logic.
order in the world.
Yeah, this needs to be on William Shatner, The Unexplained, or William Shatner, Weird or What? Because this is just fucking weird. I don't get how the hell they make that many threes in 5 seconds. It's ridiculous.
Picture they have like a rim that gets bigger and smaller depending on who's shooting at. I mean, you couldn't do that and people would notice, but
That could be the case.
who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. So I'm not really looking forward to the NBA Finals here.
Well, yeah, time for watching soccer, I guess. Getting ready for the World Cup, baseball.
Yeah.
Go
So my Yankees, um, lost 2 of 3 to the Dodgers over the weekend. They lost the first two. First game, they had the lead, blew it with their best pitcher on the mound. Second game, they just got shellacked, which just happens. It just happens sometimes. You'll get football scores one day out of the blue, and you can't really point fingers at that. It's just like, okay, every team, at least, I mean, I feel like every year, at least a team gets beat, 16-1 or 20-2. It just happens every year.
First time in New York history that two professional teams in New York lost by more than 15 points on the same day. Just a trivial fact for you.
Wow. Thanks for pulling that out of your ass.
Yeah, it's a little stinky, but
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, but so they lost those first two. They looked kind of bad, but they bounced back in that game 3 by beating their best pitcher right now, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They punched back and they beat his ass, which I think that he kind of surprised the Dodgers. They're like, oh shit, these guys have life in them. Okay, and unfortunately it's only a 3-game series, but that's all we'll get this year, and we'll see if they meet again in the World Series.
they got to live with the taste of defeat till playoffs.
Well, I mean, winning that last game was almost like, kind of equaling it out. Even though they dropped the series, they were on too good of a run. They won like 7 straight series. They're bound to lose one eventually. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna lose it to the best team. Don't lose it to the fucking Rockies.
Right.
Who only won 9 games so far in the whole season.
Yankees got the last punches in.
Yeah, the last game. Yeah.
So
So it was like ending on a good note.
Fuck you, I'm going home to New York now.
Yeah, exactly. But speaking of New York, let me go back to the Knicks again. So there is like kind of a controversy saying, did the Knicks overachieve or underachieve this year? How do you look at it?
I think they overachieved. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to get as far as they got based on the regular season and who they played.
Yeah.
Celtics, in my opinion, were the best team, and they trounced them. Overachieved, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. I heard some pundits saying, "Oh, they underachieved. They blew that game against the Pacers, and they should have won this series, but they blew that game and just rolled downhill from there." To me, just looking at it, the Pacers are a better team. They're just more complete. They have more depth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they have a better coach who's using more strategy, than just kind of praying if their team will win, hence the firing today. Yeah, just the Pacers, I hate to admit it, they were just a better team, Knicks couldn't hold the torch. Actually, it was they overachieved winning 2 games in the series, honestly, because it could have easily been swept. Um, but yeah, to me, they did overachieve. Their whole season was an overachievement. I mean, you know, neither team, neither the Pacers nor the Knicks have won since 1973. They haven't won a championship ever since then. The Knicks winning the NBA that year and the Pacers winning the ABA championship that year. So neither team has won a championship since that year. That's been like 52 years or whatever the hell, right? It's a long ass time. So, and the Knicks have just scrubbed so much asshole the past 25 years. You know what I mean? They've been horrible. Like you were saying, like people said, they hadn't made the Eastern Conference Finals since '99, fucking lockout year. I mean, that's a long ass time. So to me, they overachieved this year. Obviously it sucks not to make it to the finals. It sucks not to win the finals. And it sucks to lose to the Pacers wherever you are. But they've been so shitty for so long that this is an overachievement. You got Ben Stiller and Chris Rock and Tracy Morgan throwing up all over the place. That's what we want to see. That's why the Rays will be so shitty in this finals, because you won't see Tracy Morgan vomiting all over the hardwood floor. We could have seen that with the Knicks in the finals.
You'll see the Deer Tractor CEO. I know everybody's going to want to see him. So
John Deere, Deer John, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mr. Deer.
Okay, that's cool. I saw some other random ass celebrities at like an Indiana game or like a Thunder game or something, and I was like, "That's pretty pathetic."
Caitlin Clark will be there.
I mean,
Because she has to be.
Yeah, exactly.
She's stuck there.
She is, yeah. Maybe she was rooting for the Knicks because she is a Yankee fan. We'll see about that. You went to the San Diego FC game, right, the other day?
Yeah, a little while ago. It was not so good. They lost badly. Player got knocked unconscious in the first 2 minutes of the game. Thought he was dead. He wasn't moving for a while.
Damn.
Yeah, but they're doing great. They're having a great season. They're second in the West.
I'm shocked.
Huh?
I'm shocked. This is an expansion team. They're not supposed to
They
be.
they're not bringing in a lot of American players. They got a lot of great talent from outside.
Yes,
Ghana, Germany, Denmark, Mexico. I mean, that's not that far away, but Chucky Lozano is a great find.
Right.
I was hoping they'd get that. The other goalkeeper, who's almost retired, who's been playing forever.
Ochoa.
Yeah, Ochoa. Yeah. They were saying they were going to get him, but that didn't pan out, I guess.
Maybe next year.
But they got a great goal. Dos Santos is a great goalkeeper. He's doing fine in the nets. It's nice to see soccer back. I just don't want it to turn into WWE every time I go there. I don't want to have to wear a helmet on my head. These crazy fans that are assaulting each other in the stands after the games. I was an LA Galaxy season ticket holder for a while, and before San Diego came here, and we never saw shit like that. We never saw Galaxy fans fighting people. I don't know who these guys are. I don't think they're true soccer fans. Maybe they're guys that just want to do a slobber knocker, get a little shit face, take off my shirt, and kick ass. But that's not what soccer's about. Those guys have been banned for life. I think for life from the MLS, as they should. And I'm hoping that this doesn't go south. It's a great opportunity for San Diego to get back a professional sport. Maybe they can get football back if this succeeds. But that taints the whole thing. That nobody wants to come to a city that's full of aggressive, violent fans. I don't know. It's not good branding, I guess.
Turn this shit into Green Street hooligans or whatever. Like, I don't know. I think you just got this cholo element there that really.
LA San Diego thing has always been. I don't know, the Dodgers Padres thing. It's like the same thing. I think it's like the city, like San Diego versus LA, rather than the Padres versus the Dodgers. It's more about
territorial pride. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous.
Get the shit out.
Yeah.
It's sports, it's fun, it's entertaining.
Right.
I don't want to get hit by a bag full of pennies in the head while I'm watching a game or
Yeah.
doused with beer.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
There's families. Nobody wants to see your blubby flesh.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
your shirts on, folks.
Yeah.
Sorry, ranting.
Yeah, the only thing I like about San Diego FC is we have the brother of this hot actress, this hot Mexican actress, is the backup goalie on the team, so that's cool.
So she'll probably be at the games.
Maybe, yeah. I'll
Mhm.
I'll probably try to go to one of those if possible.
Yeah.
Um,
They're gonna have a long season. They're gonna go to the playoffs. That's not as long as the NBA or
yeah.
World Series, but it's a lengthy process. They go into I think November. So
Damn, son.
you have a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of they're not selling out, but they're doing all right for first year.
Yeah. It's an
Not like the
expansion
Galaxy.
team.
The Galaxy was selling out selling like the Rose Bowl their first year.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. It's a long season.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. Well, that's about it for Briterion Sports. Thank you for joining me, Kris. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Likewise.
Nice
Always-
talking to you.
yes.
And I'll talk to you on the movie side
Sounds good.
tomorrow. All right.
Zombie
Thanks.
strippers, everybody. Come see the previews.
I don't know about that.
It's a classic. Come on now.
Okay, okay. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Thank you for listening. You can watch us by becoming a VIP Patreon member. Click the link below. Subscribe to us, YouTube. Like and subscribe. You know how it is. I used to take shit for granted and not do that. But now that I'm doing this shit on my own, I'm like, oh shit, I want people to like and subscribe to my shit. So I've been doing that now. I'm trying to pay it forward. So
Right.
do that, people. All right. We'll see you later. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.